Yo, what's going on, guys? Warwick top is taking over the top lane meta. He's extremely popular and has a very high win rate. Bork is extremely powerful and so is Jaxo, which is why we're going to rush Bork first into Jaxo and then typically go for Ravenous or Titanic. Ravenous did just get a little nerfed. It's still worth going if they're extremely melee heavy, which they kind of are with the Sedge and Mord. Oftentimes Mord's probably going to R us since we're going to be in the front line fighting it out. For the best runes possible, take Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind for the mana, Alacrity Last Stand with Revitalize Second Wind, Attack Speed 80, and Armor. Your worst matchups are against range matchups such as Heimerdinger and Gnar. They're a little bit too mobile, you can't stay on top of them. And a really bad melee matchup is Olaf. I recommend banning Olaf so they'll think you're Warwick jungle, or there's a chance they'll think that, and they might even pick Sejuani, which is a very good matchup for Warwick. Warwick's Q attaches to dashes, flashes, and blinks. And Sejuani having that, you can look for the all-in here. She can't step up like that. Warwick's Lethal Tempo, you can fight almost every single champion in the game, shredding them down. Didn't feel like dying to that. We'll go ahead and... I think the wave's actually pushing to me, so I'll go ahead and just reset. Her wave reinforced first and crashed first, as you can see. So I think this will actually push towards me here. Sure enough, here she is. Go ahead and get some attack speed and a control word. Next up, we want to get our W level 2. So yeah, Warwick's level 1's insane. The only melee champion who can out shred his level 1 is, I'd say, Olaf, because Olaf passive gives him a bunch of extra attack speed and life steal the lower he is on health. So that's why you need to ban Olaf, because he's the only melee who can go toe to toe. Outside of that, the range matchups like Lilia, Gnar, Heimer are tough. You'll absolutely destroy things like Akali, Sejuani, Vladimir, Yasuo. You also do really well into Akshan just because of his swing mechanic. You can full attach to it. Auto attack Q. She has a level advantage on us here, so this isn't the best fight. In fact, I might actually die. Psych! We're tanking all these minions too. To give you some perspective, 2 ranged minions is a Soraka auto and 3 ranged minions is a 80 carry D-Blade auto attack. And we were tanking a lot of minions there with a level disadvantage. It's a Lethal Tempo difference. She does have Conquer. This is just... she's too low damage. Her damage is extremely low. This wave's pushing towards us. The rule of thumb is for ranged creeps. And that's exactly what it's at right now. Missed the last hit there. Warwick's really good at freezing. A lot of self-healing on his passive and Q, to where even if you are tanking the minions to stop them from crashing, you can normally get your health back. She can't fight us here. I have my auto attack Q. Yeah, she literally just dies. Q through and down she goes. Nice. That's why Barrier's so good on Warwick. Barrier or Exhaust is typically what you want. Barrier is a little bit of a shorter cooldown, which is why that's normally what you go for. You can surprise a lot of people. Aren't accustomed to how Barrier interacts and the surprise factor. Having Ignite's pretty pointless, since long shred fights Warwick does well from your Lethal Tempo stack. Also, the lower on health you are, the more you heal from your passive. And the lower in health they are, you get more attack speed from your W. You can go for a Q max. That's particularly good against range champs or champions whose main source of damage has more range than your autos and your Q. Sejuani, most of her damage comes up from getting up close and breaking ice on you, to where we can go for a W max first and get more value. Per level, your Q doesn't get any lower on cooldown. It's just a bit more healing and slightly more damage. Your W gets a lower cooldown, way more attack speed, way more movement speed, which is why per level it's higher value as long as they are engaging you in melee combat. We need to thin out these melees. The reason why the rule of thumb is 4 range creeps is because melees are more likely to kamikaze underneath turret and throw off the balance. Got that one. We need to leave that one there. That melee needs to keep tanking because I still have a back line that's alive. I don't know if this is a true freeze anymore because I killed too many minions. And his range are the ones tanking my minions. So this may very well push back out to the Sejuani. She might have actually AFK'd. I don't know. A lot of times when you end up freezing, after you kill them a couple of times, they quit. Or they'll hide in a brush waiting for you to shove. So my wave's going to start to hard push here. His minions took forever to kill my cannon. Meanwhile, my cannon was low HP for a very long time, just sniping stuff down. Oh, wait, she is here. Cool. Mordekaiser's red buff's coming up soon. Within a minute or less, it's gray. It'll most likely be bot side. Even if he comes top, I have level 6, so he can't really do anything. Go ahead and dump the wave now that this next wave's here. Want to get a big crash. Nice, nice, nice. Let's not miss a minion for it. Ooh, didn't miss a minion. Let's go. After you have 4 points in your W, you can start maxing your Q, because you'll attack speed overfill really hard when they're below 20% health. Actually, you won't because of your lethal tempo. I take that back. I forgot. She missed that on me. She's tanking a lot of minions to do that as well. Auto attack. Q reset. We could honestly kill her underneath turret. I scraped her passive, so now my minions will be doing full damage. So it looks like they did get the dragon there. I wish Mundo would just come over here, dude. We could dive her so easy. He's not doing anything. He's just watching. I don't know why he's even over here. He's just stealing XP. That's honestly an easy dive. She doesn't really have items. Oh well. He just needs to leave then. If he's not willing to die. If he has more HP than me, and she can't CC him because of his passive, plus he had his R up, but he was terrified to try that. That's hilarious. She's dead. Got it. Very nice. If you hold your Q over them while you're in your R, even if they flash out frame for frame, your Q will still land. I intentionally didn't hold that down to swing through there since we were underneath the turret, and I knew my Q would kill on its own and we didn't need any extra auto attacks. That's why most of the time you always hold Q to get the swing through to cut off their escape. But if they're underneath turret and the turret's going to kill you, then you just want to do a tap to where it's a bite and you don't go end up behind them. She probably thinks she can fight me, but she can't, even though I haven't spent my gold. She doesn't have the pressure to land anything, because if she full engages, she'll die. We get her with fear when she tries to stun us. We feared her out of her stun animation. The barrier did keep us alive. I'm healing like crazy off of passive. Super, super hard, because I'm below 20% health or whatever. 25% health. Passive's healing me for basically 5 times what it would normally heal. Instead of 100%. I guess it's 2.5 times more. 250% versus 100%. Get the swing through. The fear. She had her passive on, so we couldn't slow her with the fear. Oh, she re-engaged. She's running out of mana. She went for a bramble, so that is cutting our healing a little bit. Do not want to be missing CS. Might as well dump the wave. This isn't a freeze position. She didn't have 4 more minions and my side's reinforcing first. So we might as well dump. If you are playing with press the attack Warwick or grass Warwick, you definitely should max Q first. That way you don't overfill your attack speed. Once your attack speed's at 2.5, it'll be capped at that unless you have lethal tempo. So if you want to run grasp or press the attack, max Q first always. But if you have lethal tempo, W max first is kind of nasty. Lethal tempo lets you infinite attack speed scale. She's really trying to put some pain on me there. She's running out of mana though with her build. She doesn't have the mana to poke us down, and you can't really slowly poke Warwick down either because of his passive and his Qs. Push for Bork here. The nice thing about Bork is it lets you still it gives you the option to still freeze waves. If you rush Tiamat or Ravenous Hydra, you can't really freeze waves anymore because every auto is gonna AoE push it. Bork is really, really nice. Lots of damage output on every single auto attack, 12% of their current HP. It's insane for shredding, squishies, and tanks alike. The third auto will speed you up, slow them down, and do burst damage off the siphon. We haven't lost a plate yet, but neither has she. Suppose I could leave that wave there. We'll slowly push to her since it's even minions. Plus my side reinforces first. Push out, look to get a ward down. Find out where the Mord is. Wow, we have triple her CS right now. That's unfortunate for her. We need to keep up the CSing. So you see how my wave reinforces first, so it's going to hard push. These two back lines will survive and be doing full damage from the back line. Just run away here. Got my Eon. Auto attack Q, fear them away, and I'm chilling. We don't have to fight that. We might still be able to win at 1v2, but why limit test it? There's no need to risk throwing the shutdown gold when we can guaranteed walk away with E. Now she needs to be patient and not step up. She might give up a few minions from her minions killing mine, but ultimately my wave will come to her if she waits for it. See Mord's in the area. He's missing a lot of health. He doesn't have very good items. I probably should just focused Mord there and could have won that interaction. Because I had barrier as well. I didn't realize he was so low on items. Got the double fear. Feared Sejuani away. She doesn't have any CC to cancel my R. Down he goes. That's freaking hilarious. Yeah. For those of you wondering what should you do against Warwick in this position, you shouldn't gank him, especially once he's ahead. It's a bad idea. I still have my barrier. Like, there was nothing he could have done there. I'll swing through. We don't even take a turret shot because I timed it with the turret. She misses a minion, and we scraped her... What did we scrape? We scraped her passive. If Sejuani hasn't been hit by a large monster or a champion, she has a bunch of extra armor and magic resist, which is making her take minimal damage against my minions. That's why I'm trying to scrape her passive when I can. Finding some rhythms to hit her. Oh, there's my Bork. There it is. So many turret shots. The turret heats up. Every time it hits you with an attack, it heats up somewhere around 25% additional damage on each consecutive attack. To where it will essentially do 2.5 times more damage. That's why if you've ever wondered why the turret's doing so much damage to you. Because for each additional attack it's putting on you, it stacks. You can go ahead and take turret now and try to roam. Getting fed in lane isn't enough to win the maximum amount of games in league, because as you see, the game's still close. It's 8 kills to 10. We need to be able to take our lead and push it around the map. Not really sure where they're at. Juke that out. She lost a lot of HP from that. We applied Bort. Get the fear. Oh, I can't R. I can't R. The cast vomit. That was my misplay. I should have, instead of flashing on her, I should have just raw R'd and hope she didn't flash it. Her miasma that she puts on the ground lasts for a really long time, and when you're standing in it, it won't let you use any dashes. So we couldn't R at that point. Otherwise, she would have 100% died. Super unfortunate. Their team's extremely magic damage heavy. It's looking like a Merc Tread angle here. Cast stun, cast slow, ash stun, Jin snare, Jin slow, Sedge slow, double Sedge stun. Mord will have a slow from Rylai's eventually. After you shove wave and take turret, you're typically going to look to take heralds, invade enemy jungler, or group with your team for drag fights. Drag is the best win con in the game for really any team because they've overloaded each individual dragon and buffed the souls back towards the end of season 12. I don't think they should have done that because it's really just whichever team gets drag soul wins 80% of the time, really. The other team has to have absurd scaling differential to overcome that. It's rare to see. Sedge is dead. Mundo gets Herald. He's So we might as well just push this. Ravenous Hydra used to be a lot better on Warwick top than it is right now. They nerfed it to where it no longer gives you an additional 4% Omni Vamp from the stacks. Might not seem like a lot, but the item is expensive, and missing out on 4% Omni Vamp is enough to where Titanic has it. Has arguably more value than Ravenous does. I wouldn't even mind Mundo getting the Gromp. I don't need it that badly. That was an awkward Herald there because the turret's still full health. Oh, wow. That did a lot of damage. Normally Herald only scrapes a plate and a sliver. I don't know if they changed that recently, but that nearly wiped the whole turret. I'm really low on mana here. That speeds up your teammates, I think. Or at least I know it speeds you up when you break it. Losing his wolves. They belong to me. Hey, friend. I don't think you wanted to see me here. Auto attack Q. I was trying to swing through there, but I didn't quite get it for some reason. Kind of awkward. Swing through would have made it to where I wouldn't even have needed R because I would have cut off his escape route. This wave's pushing in. Not sure where the sedge is. She's just hiding over here. I'll crash wave and rotate mid here. You don't typically stay on the split push on Warwick. However, in this case, they don't have tools to kill me outside of outside of the Ash Slow, right? As I said, they didn't have tools to kill me. Like, I literally can't get to any of them. This is so dumb. Yeah. I'm perma-slowed and heal cut. That's rough, man. Maybe if I had Jack Show there. In terms of movement speed items on Warwick, Force of Nature and Dead Man's aren't bad. They're typically suboptimal, though, since you're more about shredding. They do have triple backline. Oh, that is a bit of a thing on Warwick. There's no movement speed item that really calls his name. Gain up to 15% increased movement speed based on your missing health. I guess Spear of Shojin's a pretty good missing health one. We could push Spear of Shojin here for the movement speed. 15%'s a big deal. I could have also gone for Swifties over Merc Treads this game, because like you saw there, I could easily kill all three of them as long as I can keep autoing. They're just all walking away from me. I didn't have R to secure any kills. Triple Sejuani CS. Oh my god. Ash dies. That's good. I'll pop W. I haven't used W active this whole game. Mundo absolutely slapped Mord there. Walk away from this one. Your W active is actually incredibly useful. I just haven't needed it this game with how Sejuani's been playing super aggro. Your W active gives you extra attack speed and movement speed against the closest enemy target. Once you take damage from a champion, you will lose the movement speed for 5 seconds. However, the attack speed doesn't go away even once you're taking damage from them. So here, for example, if I W, I'm at 1.14 attack speed. When I start hitting her, I'm at 1.93. You see that? Even though she's full HP, I'm still getting a lot of the attack speed bonus. Attack speed bonus of 110%. And when they're below 20% health, that is times by 2.5. So whatever that is, like 260%. Something along those lines, or 270% extra attack speed instead of 110%. I can't stay on the split without R. I'll just group for dragons. They are Chemtech dragons as well, so extra healing and tenacity is pretty good. Ash support's becoming more and more meta. People are figuring out how to build it and how to position, and when you think about it, over a long period of time, she has more CC than any champion in the game through her slows. As long as you're not playing champions that can go through it like a Malphite R or something. Or a Warwick R even. You can jump straight through that. They look at that. I'm moving so much slower. Morgana Black Shield was a little out of place there. Hesitant to R Ash because Mor can just pull me off of her. Hey, we get it. That's a lot of fears. Down Ashe goes. Couldn't survive tanking 3 of them at once with a fed cast pelting me with triple item when I'm not even triple item. We did kill Ashe though and tanked quite a bit. Team should be able to finish off casts. Mundo's really, really big. There's a lot of max health damage on his Q, so he'll do well against the tanks. Jackshow gave decent value. It drained a bit of their HP and gave it to me. So don't look at health drain as just damage, because it's also healing. That's so 284 damage dealt and 284 damage healed, essentially, or 284 health. That's why even though Jackshow looks like it's not doing much, it really is. It also doesn't tell you how long you had your armor and magic resist maxed out from its Voidborn resilience. We could definitely pick up a Maul this game. Their team's so magic damage heavy. Maul would be really good for the extra Omni Vamp, AD, ability haste, magic resist. I prefer to build armor items. I find them to be higher value for the cost. It's just, you gotta build what makes sense for that game. Cass is the carry. Dragon's coming up. I don't know why we're grouping over there. Draven's not there. He's 0 and 5. He only has 2 assists. Diana engage, big R. We'll go for the Cass. She gets feared, auto attack, swing through. Down she goes. Big blood scent on somebody here. I think it's the Sedge. Jin's so confident, just stand there and auto me like that. He must already know my R's on cooldown. He's so fast too. Whenever he crits, he gets so much extra movement speed. Kind of gnarly. He's extremely fed too. 9 kill. Mundo just got hooked into turret. He's gonna die. I don't know what he expected me to do. I don't have R up. Jin's gonna scale a really hard sorcery secondary tree. I think we lose Dragon off that. Draven's not grouping with the team at all. He's pretending he's Nasus. Hopefully we don't lose Drag off that. It's possible we still get it. Sejuani's gonna go top like that. Hey, Mord. I'll swing through to the Ashe and focus her down. I think Mord just tried to arm me there. Oh, I'm really low. I gotta back up. I just realized I've had my potion all game and have never used it for my D-Blade potion start. Can I influence that fight? Ooh, maybe. Diana's not turning to help though. I regret going back in. I should just let Diana die. Cass is doing so much damage. It's extremely gnarly. It's hard to say if going Vistage at this point would be better now than going for Divine, or I should say Spirit of Shojin. Mundo's scaling nicely with his heart still. It's just, they have max health damage on their team with the Sedge Ice Break. Oh, nice, nice, nice. The enemies didn't play heavy for Dragon there. Cass decided to go mid. They should just grouped up on Drag. Mundo has interesting scaling. They changed him recently to be a little bit more consistent in terms of tankiness and damage output, because he used to be a bit of a surprise factor. The lower he was on health, the more AD he used to get. I don't believe it works like that anymore. So if the game lasts long enough and he stacks up his heart still with how they made him tankier, he can get pretty scary if you don't have true damage to deal with him like a Vayne or Fiora. I think Darius R might be true damage as well when it's full stacked. Got the Bloodsin on Ashe. She's being greedy. Somehow I missed that. Got the fear on her. The slow from Bort. Down she goes. That's one bad thing about Ashe support. It's super immobile. You can oftentimes get to it if you have a big R gap close, since Ashe doesn't have a dash of her own. Oh, this is scary. Cass is really, really scary, man. She has more items than me and she's ranged. So we just go for Baron here. We don't even need to fight this. Ashe is already dead. You know what they say. Might as well fight them underneath their turret when you have a man advantage. Mundo's so tanky, dude. Holy moly. He's tanking it up. I'm taking this super slow. Baron's taking 50% reduced damage since I'm the one who's tanking it. We can't even do Baron now when Ashe was dead because we wanted to fight them underneath their turret. I assumed there was a turret there. At least I thought there was. Baron's out of the realm of possibilities now. Hey, Jin. Jin's so tough. I'm dead, though. That cast miasma. I couldn't flash or do anything. Absolutely crippling. I might actually have to split push. These team fights are kind of brutal with Cass. I can't move. Cass slows. Cass movement speed block plus Ashe slows. It's it's a lot of slows, man. After Spear of Shojin, I'm thinking Vistage into possibly Force of Nature. Force of Nature is really good if they're smacking you with perma. Taking magic damage from an enemy champion grants you a stack of steadfast, stacking up to 6 times, lasts for 7 seconds. Every immobilizing effect grants an additional 2 stacks. I don't know if immobilizing includes slows. I'm assuming it does. Well, at 6 stacks steadfast, you take 25% reduced magic damage and gain 10% increased movement speed. That's really good. So this is a 15% movement speed item. 5% base plus potential 10% off of dissipate. It's very solid. We're gonna lose Baron here, 100%. Whoa, okay. Diana was able to kill Cass. Double dash Diana's no joke. I don't think they can take Baron that fast. Jin is so freaking fed. Suffering from standard Warwick things. Being in team fights when the enemies have way too many slows and CCs. The big backline. We get the attach. Sejuani can't CC me, neither can Ashe because the Morg Black Shield OP. I did not get the Q attached there. I did it late. I didn't anticipate that jump timing. Good job on the Morgana. That Black Shield's nasty. Bro, I can't move. Like, I legit just can't move. It's insane. Now she's gonna die. That's actually so broken, though. You can't run away and you can't run to her because she's kiting. She's not just standing still. God, Ashe support's so annoying, bro. She lands one slow and you're guaranteed dead. It's so ridiculous. Go for Shojin. Now it's time to go for Force of Nature. Moving Moonplate will be good for avoiding her initial slow because we'll be able to outrun her really fast. She's moving at 380. I'm moving at, we'll see. I don't think we're moving at 563. I think that's inaccurate. Dragon's coming up and it's Soul. We got to get there. Feels like I'm moving really slow here. Did I not get base speed up? I guess she does have Mobies. All right, so we're moving. I think we're moving 399 and Ashe is moving 380. Now it says we're moving 506, but I don't know if that's from a different speed up. Nice, Mundo got it. We get the Jin, I hold down Q, get the attachment. Hey, Ashe. Goodbye, Ashe. And that should be game. Should be it. I don't think we can actually end here because one of them's still alive and we don't have the minions. But having Draxel is kind of nasty, dude. We have 15% increased tenacity and self-healing and shield. I think it's just healing in general. So yeah, 15% tenacity on all of us plus 15% healing and shielding, additional healing and shielding. That's really good because Morgana heals off passive. Draven's healing off his items. Auto attack Q through. She's trying to slow down the wave. I was with the minions and she's trying to stop the minions there. I don't have Q. There it is. Trying to block her dash. She flashed because if you're on top of her when she goes to dash, it'll cancel it. That's so annoying. Can't get to her. At least Ashe dies. If Ashe is dead, there's no one really left to pill for Jhin. Jin's traditionally pretty slow. The thing is, once he makes it to late game, he's really fast. Every time he crits, he goes giga fast. It's like a freaking Rammus speed up, especially with fleet footwork. I don't have any mana here. All I can do is auto. We have triple ranged supers here, or ranged cannons. Wow, he literally killed me midair on R. His last auto did so much damage. Holy crap, that's so dumb. Oh my gosh. Dude, no way. Even if I barriered, I think I die there. Barrier is actually kind of trash for late game. Only 375 shield. So freaking low. Because ignites are doing really as much as my barrier is. Plus they heal cut. Barrier really is only for early mid game. They need to give it a late game buff. Don't have gold for what we want. Still think Force of Nature is best here. As long as I can get on top of Jhin, because he's starting to do most of the damage on their team. So Sedge TP'd and Cass still dies. That's amazing. It's exactly what we need. I have to save R for Jhin when he stands still to use an ability or auto attacks when we're going to land it, or if he's already CC'd. He's doing all the damage for his team now. He's pretty much full build as well. Same level as me. Moon is on opposite side of the map. Might as well take this. You don't typically run out of mana on Warwick, especially if you're in combat with enemy champs because of presence of mind. We'd already wasted our mana on minions and whatnot there. We should probably wait for Diana. With her double dash, you can comfortably get big R's off on the Jhin. And he didn't build any survivability. He went full glass cannon, no Ma, no GA. It's full crit, every item. Probably has 100% crit. 20, 20, 20, 60, 80. Yeah, he has 95% crit. Gross. Their tanks are pretty much useless because me and Mundo can both solo their tanks. He can probably solo them 1v2. I can solo them 1v2. It's really just the Jhin now. Jhin and Cass. In terms of damage output, because Ashe definitely has CC. She hit me with an R there. That was kind of weird. These guys are really trying to kill me. My goodness. No Ashe R, no Sedge R. They're definitely feeling desperate. They're going to blow two of their most important Rs like that. I think Ashe R is a pretty low cooldown, to be fair, though. Can't jump through that once I'm on it. I can jump through it if I'm not touching it when I start my R, but once I'm touching it, I can't R. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Gotta get on the Jhin. He didn't go for rapid fire, so his initial auto range is about the same as my flat R. Because if we have a speed up, our R has even more range. Should be able to get to him here. As long as we're patient. Should really just push a side lane, though. We don't all have to group up mid to fight on a broken inhib. Guess we could go for Baron. They must feel really confident in their scaling. I don't think Jhin even outscales Draven in that hard. I think it's just mainly this Jhin is better at Jhin than this Draven is at Draven. Because he doesn't have any KP. He has less than half the KP of anyone on our team. Kill participating your kills and assists, just being a part of the game in a meaningful way. Ooh! Oh no, that's bad. Oh my god, I almost died. Jin was doing so much damage there. Still some of them alive. My W's on a cooldown. Draven throws an auto. Ashe is going in for the solo. She can't quite pinch. Hey, found you, Cass. I like how she turned around to auto that. That's pretty funny. I can't really get to her from there. Hey, friend. Ooh, what's wrong, Cass? You're gonna die, my friend. Goodbye, Cass. She almost killed the Morg. Not quite. Whoa! Inhib must have spawned. Not bad. All in all, Warwick top lane's pretty crazy. There's definitely comps you can struggle against late game, like with what you saw this game. But typically, it's not as challenging a late game as this. Like, this is kind of worst case scenario with perma Ashe slow, super fast Jhin, and a beefy front line. It's hard to deal with. Or the Cass even. If it was just a normal type of mid laner, like a Zed, Talon, or a Mage, we can easily use our Q and our R. But when we're on her miasma, I can't even use my Q swing. I think I can only bite. Not being able to Q swing makes it really hard to stay on top of people. Alright, we got the Elder. It's time to team fight, I'd say. It's not a bad time to team fight. Should have swung through there. That was my bad. I think Jhin might be in the area. Yeah, big surprise. And I missed. Oh my gosh. If I landed that, I think he dies. How am I taking that much damage though? It's not like I don't have any armor. Every one of his autos is half my health. It's ridiculous. Dead man's Force of Nature. I'll go Force of Nature. Final item, I'd say Death Stance. More healing. At least we got Ashe. Not really worth dying for though. Team got Baron while I was goofing around. Diana's really big. The main issue their team comp has, I would say, I don't even know. I feel like their comp's better than ours. The main issue they have is probably just the fact that Mundo's so fed that they're going to have to spend so many resources peeling him that they can't kill our backline effectively. If we even had a backline on our team. It's really all front line. That's probably game, dude. And Mundo's not taking damage. He has Elder and a lot of bonus healing. Cass kited that out pretty well too. Yep. That's a GG's and I wasn't really able to be part of it. Feels bad. All in all, Warwick top, a lot of fun, but man, his freaking late game against these heavy slow comps is kind of iffy. Even with perma dying and not getting much value in the late game, we still had almost the most damage in the game. In fact, we had way more than even Mundo, which is kind of surprising. For damage taken, we had taken a decent amount at 61k. Somehow Cass took pretty much the most just because of showing out she was healing. For self-mitigated, we self-mitigated more than anyone on the enemy team. I'm happy with that, mainly off of our E. If you guys enjoyed this Warwick video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King6. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.